Imagine spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, inside the same four walls. No phone, no internet, no books, and the same person bringing you the same meal at the exact same time every single day. For a human, this sounds like a prison sentence. But for millions of domestic cats, this is their daily reality. Most of us think a chill cat is a happy cat. We see them sleeping on the sofa and think, oh, they're so relaxed. But feline behaviorists are starting to sound a heartbreaking alarm. There is a very thin line between a cat that is resting and a cat that has entered a state of learned helplessness, a mental shutdown caused by chronic boredom. In today's video, we're going deep. We're going to uncover the 7 specific scientific signs that your cat is literally bored to death. More importantly, we're going to look at the subtle things you are doing in your home right now that are accidentally depressing your feline friend. Pay very close attention to sign number 1. It's a behavior most owners think is cute or funny, but in the cat world, it's a desperate cry for help. 1. The self-harm of overgrooming. Let's start with something you see every day: grooming. Cats are famously clean, spending up to 5 hours a day licking themselves. However, when a cat is bored, grooming stops being about hygiene and starts being a displacement behavior. Think of it like a human tapping their foot, pacing the room, or biting their nails down to the quick when they're anxious or have absolutely nothing to do. If you notice your cat licking the same spot on their belly, their inner legs, or the base of their tail until the fur is thin or the skin is red, this is a major red flag. In the clinical world, this is called psychogenic alopecia. In the wild, a cat's brain is constantly processing thousands of stimuli: the rustle of a leaf, the scent of a rival, the erratic movement of prey. In a sterile, quiet apartment, that massive mental energy has nowhere to go, so it turns inward. They soothe themselves with the repetitive, rhythmic motion of licking because it releases endorphins in their brain. If you see bald patches on your cat, don't just check for fleas. Check their toy box. Their skin isn't the problem, their empty schedule is. 2. The mental shutdown. This is the most misunderstood sign on our list: excessive sleeping. We've all been told that cats sleep 16 to 20 hours a day. But there is a massive biological difference between a restorative cat nap and sleeping because there is no reason to be awake. When a cat is truly bored, they enter a state of lethargy that looks almost identical to human clinical depression. Ask yourself, does your cat react when you open a window to let in fresh air? Do they get up to investigate when you drop something in the kitchen? Or do they just stay curled in a ball, eyes glazed over, barely acknowledging your existence? If your cat spends 90% of their day in a, quote, mental shutdown, they've essentially checked out of life. They've learned that nothing interesting ever happens in their environment, so why bother being conscious? This lack of movement leads to a slower metabolism, muscle atrophy, and a significantly shorter lifespan. A bored cat isn't resting for the next hunt. They are waiting for a life that hasn't started yet. 3. Destructive attention seeking. Have you ever been sitting on the couch minding your own business, only for your cat to walk over and start shredding your expensive curtains while looking you directly in the eyes? Or maybe they wait until you're on an important video call to knock your coffee mug off the desk? Many owners label this as bad behavior, or think their cat is being a jerk. In reality, this is a desperate, calculated cry for interaction. Your cat is a master of cause and effect. They've learned that when they are good and quiet, you ignore them. But when they break something expensive or loud, you jump up, you move toward them, and you talk to them, even if you're yelling. To a cat starving for stimulation, negative attention is 1,000 times better than being invisible. They aren't trying to annoy you. They are trying to start a game of chase or interaction because their brain is literally itching for a challenge. You aren't living with a villain. You're living with an apex predator trapped in a room with no prey. 4. The boredom eater. Let's talk about the kitchen. Just like humans reach for a bag of chips or a tub of ice cream when we're bored on a rainy Tuesday, cats use food as a primary source of dopamine. If your cat is constantly hanging around their food bowl, meowing for treats every time you walk into the room, or if they've gained significant weight recently, boredom is the likely culprit. In their natural habitat, a cat has to perform the hunt before they eat. They have to stalk, pounce, and physically earn every calorie. When we provide a free-feeding bowl that is always full, we take away their life's purpose. Without the mental and physical challenge of the hunt, eating becomes their only hobby. They aren't actually hungry. They are just looking for something, anything, to provide a tiny spark of excitement in an otherwise empty day. They are eating to feel something. 5. Loss of natural curiosity. A cat's greatest evolutionary superpower is their curiosity. A new cardboard box, a grocery bag, or even a strange moth in the hallway should be the absolute highlight of their afternoon. But chronic boredom eventually kills this instinct. This is a subtle sign, but it's heartbreaking. If you bring home a new object and your cat doesn't even bother to get up and sniff it, or if they've completely stopped watching cat TV, the birds and squirrels outside the window, their seeking system has been dampened. This is a sign of long-term mental stagnation. It means the part of their brain that drives them to explore and learn has shut down due to a lack of use. When a cat stops being curious, they stop being a cat in the psychological sense. They are living in a gray world where nothing matters. 6. The midnight pacer. Do you hear that? It's 3 a.m. and your cat is sprinting down the hallway, let out mournful, loud meows that sound like they're in pain. While some of this is due to their crepuscular nature, extreme nighttime restlessness is usually a sign of, quote, stored predatory energy. Think of your cat like a high-performance sports car engine. If you keep that car idling in a garage all day and never rev the engine, or take it for a drive, the pressure builds up until it's ready to explode. By nightfall, that energy has to come out. The pacing, the frantic zoomies, and the loud vocalization are signs that their body is flooded with adrenaline and predatory drive that was never utilized during the day. They aren't crazy. They are essentially screaming, "I have all this power and nowhere to put it." If your cat is keeping you up at night, it's because you didn't give them a job during the day. 7. Ankle hunting. Finally, the #1 sign that 90% of owners get wrong. If your cat hides behind the sofa and lunges at your ankles as you walk by, sometimes even using their claws or teeth, they aren't being aggressive or mean. They are hunting you because you are the only moving thing in their entire universe. In their primal brain, your moving feet are the closest thing to a scurrying mouse or a bird. This misdirected predation is the ultimate sign of boredom. Their DNA is hardwired to kill moving objects, and if you don't provide toys that simulate prey, they will be forced to treat their favorite human like a target. It's a sign that their biological needs are being completely ignored, forcing them to choose between attacking you or going insane. If your ankles are covered in scratches, your cat isn't a biter. They are an unemployed hunter. The good news? Boredom is the easiest feline ailment to fix, and it doesn't require a bigger house or a lot of money. It requires a smarter home. Start by throwing away the food bowl and using puzzle feeders. Rotate their toys every single week so they stay new. And most importantly, dedicate at least 15 minutes a day to active, intense play with a feather wand. Your cat doesn't just want to be fed, they want to be challenged. They want to be cats. Did any of these 7 signs sound familiar? Maybe your cat is an ankle hunter or a midnight singer. Let's talk about it in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might help another owner realize their cat is struggling. If this video opened your eyes, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're here to help every pet live a long and exciting life. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give your kitty a scratch behind the ears for me.